What's going on, guys? New week, new hero pool. Let's get right into it. Basically, how I'm going to be doing these, like I was talking about last time, is a rating from 1 to 4. And then we average out those scores, and then we normalize it to 100, and that'll kind of give us the ranking of, our heroes. So I've already seen this pool a little bit. I already know what I'm going to be kind of discussing here. Quite a few people have actually asked me, questions. Is this a good pool? Should I go for it? Should I not? Etc. So let's get into it. Obviously, Gluttony was, kind of the main feature set, I guess, of this pool. So he's in it. By the way, his name was changed to Glutton. Don't know why, but he's now called Glutton. I will be saying Gluttony from time to time, though, so forgive me. So we got Glutton, we got Organic, we got the Lone Wolf, we got the Betrayed, and we have a Valkyrie. So 2 fighters, 2 shooters, and 1 vehicle hero. The rest are completely irrelevant. As always, the common advice is if you have 0 of the heroes, so if you have 0 Gluttons, it's 250 tickets times the amount of heroes in this pool. So in this case, 250 times 5 is 1250. That's kind of the amount of tickets that you're going to want to max everybody out here. Anything over 1,000 is good. So I'd say if you have 1,000, you can go for these pools and expect to either max or get 3 copies. Generally speaking, 3 copies of a hero is good. It's good enough to at least use. Anything less than 3, you're probably not going to want to use them. So anyway, let's talk about Glutton. Glutton, in my opinion, is a 3. So kind of to go back and kind of discuss my ratings, 4 basically means you must have this hero. If you don't have this hero, you won't really be that strong. 3 is really, really good, a good hero. So get this hero if you can. But if he's your only Season X hero, or if the hero who I designate as a 3 is your only Season X hero, then you're not going to go from like weak to strong. You're going to increase not too much. 2 means it's still good, mind you. All these Season X heroes are good. So 2 is still a really good hero in most cases, but it means kind of their role is basically just overrepresented, or there's just someone who's better than them at everything they do. And then a 1 basically means you don't want this hero. So if they're in the pool, it actually takes away from the pool. So that's kind of the rating system. So Glutton, a 3. He's a very good frontline tank. He's kind of pretty much in the best fighter combo, full fighter combo, which is what Glutton, Tech Priestess, and the Lone Wolf, which we'll talk about in a second. But you never really go for that kind of combo. You don't really need full fighters. The main purpose of Gluttony is basically to frontline tank in mixed APCs, and you can do that without Baneblade parts. Just so that we're clear on that information. Gluttony, Tech Priestess, Hummingbird, fantastic combo. Gluttony, anybody Hummingbird is a great combo. So he's pretty good in the mixed combo scenario. Something like Gluttony, Wrath, Death Rider, really, really fantastic right now in the current meta. So really Gluttony, a support, and then a carry hero, which I explain from time to time, goes really well together. So Glutton, my friend, you get yourself a solid, very solid 3 out of 4. Now moving on to Organic. Organic also gets himself a 3 out of 4. So Organic's in probably at this point the second best vehicle formation. Now we don't have tons of data on Wrath, but it seems Kamikaze, Wrath, Death Rider is the best full vehicle formation that we have in the game. Like I just said, Gluttony, Wrath, Death Rider is fantastic. Basically, Wrath and Death Rider are the 2 vehicle combos that you want. Before, it's basically Heaven's Redemption, Death Rider, or Organic and Death Rider. But now this is kind of pushing Organic a little bit lower after the release of Wrath. I might even give him a 2. But for now, we're leaving him at 3. just because, like I said, we don't have too much data on Wrath yet. I don't have a single copy. So if you guys have your opinions on Organic, let me know, or Wrath in particular. But I'm giving him a solid 3. He's really only used in vehicle combos. He can be used with Tech Priestess, actually. So Tech Priestess Organic, and then really any other damage dealer can actually be decent. He basically needs to be used with CC heroes. Not needs to, but he's good with CC heroes. Another combo, the one that I personally run. Okay, well, mine are all for tiles, but the one that I personally run with Organic is Caesar Organic Ivanov. It's a decent combo. It loses to quite a few of the really good APCs, but it will beat the majority of APCs. Yeah. So that's Organic. He gets a 3. Now Lone Wolf. Lone Wolf, unfortunately, I probably have to give a 1. She teeters on a 2, but it's a 1. You don't really want her in this pool. You don't really want her, period. Even endgame, even when you have, every Season X hero, you're not going to be using Lone Wolf. Like I said, she's okay in full fighter combos, but those are rarely, if ever, used. Mixed combos are basically the meta. So Lone Wolf really only goes in the backline. She's a backline fighter. She's basically Knight, just a little bit upgraded. Knight from Season 2. She's just a little bit upgraded Knight. She basically just does damage, and that's really about it. Now, the one saving grace for Lone Wolf is the combo that I was explaining earlier. Gluttony, Tech Priestess, Lone Wolf. It's actually a pretty good combo, and it can beat vehicle APCs. Not the top, not the very best vehicle APCs, but other, like, second tier vehicle APCs. It can beat them. So that is sort of the saving grace to Lone Wolf. But you're not really going to use her in a mixed APC. Her damage just isn't enough. And she just doesn't really provide enough to be used over, let's say, Bird or Death Rider or Nomad or some of these carry heroes that I talk about a lot. So Lone Wolf, unfortunately, you get a 1. I am sorry, but you're just not cut out for it. Now moving on, the Betrayed. So the Betrayed is a tough hero. I'm giving him a 2. Teetering on 3. So really a 2.5, but the reason why I do 1 through 4 is so you have to pick either 2 or a 3. If you do 1 through 5, you basically just pick 3 for every single hero, and it's like, okay. So I'm going to have to go with a 2. He's good. Like I said, 2s are good. So if you have him, don't be upset. But he's definitely not good enough in the top tier metas. Now, Betrayed is really weird because he is random. So his 8 skill just gives you a random bonus. And it could be a tanky bonus, or it could be a damage bonus. So it really depends. You can frontline him if he gets, damage taken decreased by 40%, or tactical resistance increased by 60. But if he doesn't, if he gets plus tactical might or something like that, then he's basically just a squishy unit and he's just going to die. And then it's the same with the backline. So if you put him in the backline, if he is your damage, if he is your carry hero, the percentage, the amount of games that he's actually going to be the damage hero is like 1 out of, 1 every other match, or maybe 1 out of 3 matches or something like that. So it's not consistent. Betrayed is not consistent. The lineup that I like to run with Betrayed is actually putting him in the middle, because it doesn't really matter if he gets, tanky resistance stats or offensive damage dealing stats. The main purpose I like to use him for is basically to increase the back row squad's damage. Now, that kind of lines him up well with Bird, Hummingbird, because he's basically just going to increase her damage, which obviously is not a bad thing. Now, who do you pair with them? You can pair like Deus Ex, Betrayed, Hummingbird, Koshe, Betrayed, Hummingbird, really any of the frontline shooter heroes. Even something like Valkyrie, Betrayed, Hummingbird is okay. But it's not better than anything else that you can run. So like I said, twos, you normally just get outshined in their position, in their respective roles. So that's kind of how the betrayed goes. Now, one sort of interesting combo is betrayed with countdown. So you can actually do something like Canoness betrayed countdown. And it's okay. It's not going to be great. You're not going to be beating Suker, but you know, not everyone is. So I'm giving him a 2. Don't be upset if you get him, but he's not someone that you should really like be shooting for. And it goes the same with tokens, really. You shouldn't really be spending your tokens on him unless, you know, you have a lot and you don't really care too much. So betrayed, you also get a 2, my friend. Now, this basically leaves us with Valkyrie. Now, Valkyrie's kind of a tough unit, a tough unit to categorize. Sort of all of these are. This is a tough hero pool, in my opinion, honestly. It was kind of tough for me to score these. The reason why, I'll get to in a little bit, actually, when we talk about the entirety of the pool. Let's talk about Valkyrie first. So Valkyrie, I'm actually going to give a 2, but I would like to say a 1 now that tracker is out. And I'm probably going to regret not saying 1. But I'm going to give her a 2 for now. So Valkyrie and a Nomad is a fantastic combo. Basically the best shooter combo in the game. Which sort of means you kind of need Valkyrie, right? Except now you really don't. Hunk Tracker Nomad is actually better. That's a better combo. Period. So it kind of pushes Valkyrie a little bit lower. If you have those other heroes, if you have Tracker, if you have Hunk, you don't really need to be using Valkyrie. And really, she only pairs like that well with Nomad. I would give her a 3 if Tracker didn't exist. But since Tracker does exist, she gets a 2, and it might even be a 1. You're probably not going to be seeing Valkyries on max bases. This is sort of one way to put it. There are some other combos. So Patriot, Inquisitor, Valkyrie is decent, oddly enough. It's actually a pretty okay combo. Tech Priestess, Inquisitor, Valkyrie is a solid combo. It's kind of weird, but if those are the heroes that you're working with, it's actually a pretty damn good combo. With Baneblade, of course, or you can do Dreadnought Ranger parts. So Valkyrie still has a role, kind of in the mid-tier fighting, not really at the high end, which is kind of what most of these rankings are for. She's definitely not a carry hero, so you need some other heroes. The exception is that sort of Tech Priestess Inquisitor Valkyrie. In that, there's really not a single carry hero. It's just kind of a weird amalgamation of kind of skills and skill damage that sort of all add up. But generally, you're going to be pairing Valkyrie with a carry hero. The thing about Valkyrie, the kind of oddity about Valkyrie that everybody basically realizes, is that she's only useful for the first 3 turns. After that, she is basically useless, completely useless. So you're going to need heroes who do stuff in the first 3 turns. That's why she works well with Tech Priestess. With Nomad. Because basic attacks always happen every single round. So Nomad does damage round 1, 2, and 3, basically guaranteed. Whereas some other heroes like Bird, she has a prep skill that's 2-turn prep. So you're basically only going to use that once, and it's not a very high chance. So Valkyrie is kind of useless in that scenario. So yeah, that's what I'm going to say about Valkyrie. Tracker really nerfed her, indirectly nerfed her. So sorry, Valk, but you're a 2. Ouch. Anyway, with that said, to kind of go back over sort of the hero pool, Glutton gets a 3. Organic also gets a 3. Teetering on a 2, but we're going to leave him on a 3 for now. Lone Wolf gets a 1, unfortunately. Betrayed gets a 2. And Valkyrie also gets a 2, teetering on a 1. So, and Betrayed is teetering on a 3, so it kind of evens out in terms of the numbers that I've been given here. So, like I said, what we do from there is we take the average, and then we normalize it to 100. This pool comes out to about 55, 55 out of 100. Last week's pool was a 64 out of 100. And even that pool, it was like, you can go for it if you have a lot of tickets, if you really want to, but it's not something that I would like stress. Go. This pool, I would basically say skip this pool. While Glutton's a fantastic hero, kind of no doubt about it, but the rest of the pool just isn't good enough. Next week, we'll likely see Death Rider and Canoness and Rose in the same pool. That's probably going to be a better pool. The week after that, we'll probably have Tracker, Nomad, Heaven's Redemption. That's the pool that I recommend you guys go for. Obviously, if you don't have Death Rider or whatever. That pool is really, really, really strong. Sorry, I meant Nomad. Tracker plus Nomad, fantastic right off the bat. Heaven's Redemption, pretty good, but he kind of also gets nerfed along with Organic due to Wrath. So that's what I'm going to say about this pool. I would recommend not going for this pool unless you need Glutton. For example, you have Tech Priestess and you have Hummingbird, and you don't really have anyone else to put in front. You can go for Glutton. If your Valkyrie is going to max out a Valk and a Nomad combo, you can go for it. But you really don't want the Lone Wolf, and the Betrayed is kind of just there. So that's what I would recommend. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you've got, what your hero setup is, how many tickets you've got. And I can help you out personally from there, or you can just kind of take my advice, apply it to your own setup, and then go from there. My recommendation, if I had the tickets, I would not go over this pool. So that's about it, guys. Thank you for watching. Tomorrow, less than probably 20 hours by the time this is uploaded, APC skin giveaway. So join the live stream, stay tuned, hang out with us. We'll be giving that thing away. Hopefully you guys are the lucky winner, completely free. We did give away a base skin last time, pretty randomly actually. So you never know what you might get from joining those streams. All right, guys, take care. Hope you guys are having a fantastic, wonderful, beautiful day, or night, or morning. I know some of you guys fall asleep to my videos. Totally fine. Anyway, guys, take care, stay safe, have fun. All right, catch you guys later. Peace.